Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment America, Mr. Jack Tretton.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to E3. E3 is a little bit different this year, so we thought we'd handle our press conference a little bit differently. We're extremely excited to unveil all our plans for the PlayStation brand this year, but first I thought I'd give you a look around at home, our 3D community for PlayStation 3. Many of you saw it at its public unveiling in March, but we've had some tremendous improvements to it. We've already had our public beta going on for several months, and this is the new home square, which reflects a lot of the feedback we received from the public beta. And as you can see, we've already got many consumers populating the square. Good morning, ladies. Looking good. Given how nervous I am, I was tempted to do the entire press conference in the virtual world, but it's been several years since I've had the opportunity to participate in the press conference because it's been Kaz Hirai's home away from home for the last several years. So I really feel like I've got to get a good look at the crowd. So I think I'll jump out and say hello. There we go. Wow, incredible crowd. As you can see, my avatar needs a little bit of work. I'm planning on broadening the shoulders and reducing the waistline when I have a little bit more time, but it's pretty good likeness right now. It's incredible to see such a great turnout. I'm really pleased to see that we're joined by journalists and analysts from around the world, as well as our valued partners. I think any of you have seen me present before. You realize that I'm more of a podium PowerPoint guy. I like to have that death grip on the podium and hide behind it. And this is more Kaz's style, to have the wide open stage, no net. I've checked my fly like 3 different times. I think I'm good to go. And I'm hoping if we get to some exciting news, they'll be able to moonwalk back and forth across the stage. And if you guys get excited, feel free to rush the stage, and I'll do the high fives and everything if I can get comfortable. But I'm a little bit nervous right now. Hopefully I get to shake that off. But as you can probably guess, everyone here at Sony Computer Entertainment is extremely proud of PlayStation Home, and it's why we opened the press conference with it today. This is the kind of innovation that Sony is known for, but it's more than just that. Over the past 13 years, through 4 hardware platforms and countless games, Sony Computer Entertainment has strived to deliver not only great innovation, but great entertainment as well, because one simply can't live without the other. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you games, and more games. Great games and great services that truly take advantage of the innovation and advanced technology found in the PlayStation systems, along with a few other surprises. Today, we'll be demonstrating what we'll do over the next several months to continue our legacy of leadership. And to this end, on Monday, we announced news that demonstrates our commitment to the consumer and to you, the gamer. We announced the new 80 Gigabyte Playstation 3 for $599, designed for the fan of downloadable content. With the million-selling online-enabled game MotorStorm packed right in the box. And we unveiled a new price on the current 60 Gigabyte Playstation 3 at $499, both of which we'll talk more about in a few minutes. But beyond that news, and a few other tricks we have up our sleeves for the press conference, you'll be seeing, as I said, games, and more games. We're squeezing almost 50 titles for all platforms into this presentation, including PS3, PS2, PSP, and the PlayStation Network. And that's just the beginning. Following the presentation, we'll ask you to join us next door in our arcade area to actually play many of those games. And we feel once you've seen the scope of our games and services lineup, coupled with our new price on the current PS3 models and other hardware news, you'll understand why we feel that we're in a very strong position heading into the holidays, and why we're confident we'll continue our industry-leading role in this generation and well beyond. To set the stage, let's kick things off by discussing PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 is a platform that continues to evolve the entertainment experience 7 years into its life cycle. Because we've kept our commitment to the customers, we've made PS2 such a success, and they in turn have made it the most popular console of all time, with an install base of 118 million worldwide, and sales of 26 billion in the US alone. This year, the company plans to ship 10 million units globally, and the PS2 popularity remains strong because of great content, including the smash hit God of War 2, which has sold more than 2 million copies worldwide to date, and is part of a franchise that has continued to fuel the PlayStation 2 platform and will soon do the same for PlayStation Portable. God of War is well on its way to becoming a $200 million franchise for this company. In addition to God of War 2, we're looking forward to more success within the social gaming franchises, with titles such as Buzz and SingStar, both of which are already huge multi-million unit sellers in Europe and will make a big impact on the PlayStation 2 this year here in the United States. Look for more than 160 games coming to PS2 this fiscal, including powerhouses from our publishing partners like Madden, Guitar Hero, Need for Speed, and Tony Hawk, to name a few. Now, I'd love to talk about PlayStation 2 in more depth, but in the interest of time, let's move on and take a closer look at where we're taking entertainment on the go with the PlayStation Portable. Our goal this year with PSP is to continue to build on the strong momentum following our recent price move. As you know, we recently lowered the price of PSP from $199 to $169 here in the US. And matched with the new Dude, Get Your Own marketing campaign, the retailer and consumer response has been outstanding. Since we lowered the price in April, weekly sales have sustained a 90% increase over pre-price drop levels. Software is also up strongly. UMD movie sales continue to grow, up 35% since 2006. And this momentum feeds into our global plans to ship 9 million PSPs this year. We intend to provide those PSPs with an arsenal of great games launching in the next several months. In total, there are more than 140 games coming to PSP this fiscal year in North America. That includes something for everyone. When you match those games with the other great features found in PSP, such as video, music, web surfing, and interoperability with the PlayStation 3, you quickly understand why this handheld is truly unique. Let's take a look at some of the games from our worldwide studios and publishing partners, including many exclusives we expect to drive PSP sales this year.
SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs, Tactical Strike. Wipeout Pulse. Siphon Filter, Logan's Shadow. NBA 08.
The hometown fans are ready to see their sons in action. Man, to the basket. Dunk it.
Work, it be first. You can't handle the weight, kids. You need work. Teamwork, it be first. You can't handle the weight, boy. You need work.
God of War, Chains of Olympus. Silent Hill, Origins. Patapon. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08.
No problem here.
Sonic Rivals 2. The Sims 2 Castaway. SWAT, Target Liberty.
Opening clear. Go when ready. Take position over there. Copy that.
Hands in the air! Get down!
Hey, not so
Stay close. I'll take point.
with you, sir.
Mirror under the door.
Down!
Suspect is secured and ready for transport.
Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. Castlevania, The Dracula X Chronicles.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at some of the great games we have coming out for PSP. I thought I'd take the opportunity to pop back into home and show you my new tricked-out apartment. I left the door open, so hopefully a few of those hot chicks from the square will come by and join us. Check out the view from my beautiful balcony. Hey, Kaz, what the heck are you doing here? Are you playing Ridge Racer?
You know, Jack, I knew somebody was going to ding me for this E3, but I didn't expect it to come from you. So I got some burgers and some hot dogs on the grill, so what can I do you for?
Well, as you can see from my avatar, I've been working out a little bit, so turkey burger's more in line for me, please.
Absolutely. We'll put those on the grill right now. So in the meantime, you know, I have a new role with the company, and that means a lot of traveling for me. So it actually means less time in the office with my PS3 and actually more time on the road with my PlayStation Portable, which is exactly what I wanted to talk to everybody about today. But you know what, Jack? I think I'm going to do that in person. So if you don't mind looking after the burgers, can you give me a couple minutes on stage?
No worries. I'll chill here on the deck.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and Group CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, Mr. Kaz Hirai.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. It's great to be back at E3 again this year and to see so many great and familiar faces as well. And today, I'm actually here to share some very exciting news about PSP or PlayStation Portable. And today, I'm extremely proud to make a global announcement during this presentation to introduce the world to the evolution of the PlayStation Portable. And what I'm holding in my hand is the latest version of PSP, which will become available worldwide this year in September. Now, from a distance, this PSP might not look very much different from the current model. It still has a brilliant 4.3-inch LCD screen. It still has, obviously, the convenience of UMD. But when you have it in your hand, the difference becomes quite clear. It's actually 33% lighter than the current PSP, and it's also 19% slimmer. And the battery is more efficient as well. And we've also made improvements to the new PSP to allow for faster loading of the games. But I think the coolest feature of this new system is the ability to output high-quality video. So what this effectively does is it creates a complete home and outside portable video gaming system that can not only be used on the road, obviously, but also can be hooked up to your Bravia flat-screen television so everyone can enjoy the content on your PSP. So let me show you how that works. So right now, I have the screen showing, obviously, with the XMB, and I'm going to have Mr. Cable Guy give me the video out cable, which I'm going to plug right in. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, why don't we do this one here? Okay, so you see that right now, this is actually a trailer for Spider-Man 2, which is currently available. This is my plug for Blu-ray, as well as DVD, and of course UMD from Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. And you can see that it's playing on the PSP right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press the display button.
Grades have been declining. You always appear exhausted.
And then you can see that now what was playing on my PSP is now playing on my flat screen right behind me here.
Pictures of your friend. Spider-Man killed my father.
Now you can obviously control
No matter what I do,
what you're seeing
You love me or not?
using
no matter how
your
hard I
PSP,
try,
which I'm doing now.
Spider-Man dead.
For example, I can pause,
the ones I love
play
will
it back
always
again.
be the
Let me
ones
get
who
rid of the
pay.
menu here.
I can't keep thinking about
Okay.
you. I'm getting married.
And then if you wanted to play back onto your PSP again, all you need to do is press the display button once more, and voila, it's back onto your PSP.
You look different.
And you know what? The good thing is you can do the same with all the entertainment content that you have on your PSP. So that means obviously playing games, the video content that I showed you. I'm sure a lot of you have photos that you want to share with friends and family on your PSP. All of that you can do on a TV screen as well as obviously on your PSP as well. Also, the great thing about the PS3 is, of course, the interconnectivity between the PS3 and the PSP with the remote play capability, and also the ability to allow you to access your PS3 hard drive through your PSP from anywhere in the world through any internet hotspot. And you can even access the media files on your PC while you're on the road by combining the PSP Remote Play and PlayStation 3's recently added capability, DLNA. So when Jack was talking about Sony's dedication to innovation, this is exactly what he was talking about. The ability to do things on our platforms that you simply cannot do on any other. And this is actually what sparks the imagination and really encourages the consumers and developers alike to really think beyond the norm. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what the PlayStation brand is all about. So you can see that the updated PSP comes in piano black that I just showed you. And while Sony Computer Entertainment Japan and Europe will soon be announcing specifics for their new PSP models in their respective markets, I think Jack wants to show you some additional colors that are coming right here to North America. So I'm going to turn things back to Jack, but before I do, I also wanted to sincerely thank everybody here for all your support of our products. And I also look forward to seeing a lot of you at the Tokyo Game Show in a few months as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Wow, there really is no place like home. The technical guys backstage wanted me to inform you that if there is vibration in the screen, it is not a glitch, it's my leg shaking. So please don't blame them for that. There's nothing like being able to look at your nose hairs magnified 50 times in 1080p HD, so I'm really excited about that. Great demonstration of some exciting features coming to the PSP, and as Kaz noted, the PSP comes in piano black, but it also comes in ice silver. This is the new ice silver model of the PlayStation PSP, and we intend to roll it out in style by offering a PSP Entertainment Pack here in North America. The PSP Entertainment Pack comes not only with Ice Silver PSP, but also with the hit game Daxter and a 1 GB memory stick duo, a real crowd pleaser, as well as the UMD movie collection, the Family Guy Frickin' Sweet collection. This pack will retail for $199.99 in September. It's part of our ongoing focus to provide entertainment packs for PSP users custom tailored for a specific PSP audience. And there is one other color I'd like to announce, and I've invited somebody very special to bring it out and introduce it to the world. Come a long way, and I see you have the new Star Wars Battlefront Psp Entertainment Pack, which comes bundled with the PSP exclusive game from LucasArts, Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron. Yes, Chewbacca, it's a huge franchise. That's right, Chewie, just for PSP. The new limited edition Star Wars Battlefront pack includes a white PSP with Darth Vader's image on the back. No, I'm sorry, Chewie, you can't have one for free, but they will be available at retail in October for only $199.99. Okay, I'll see what I can do to see if you can keep that one. Chewie, let's take a look at the game in action.
The biggest game franchise in Star Wars history continues with an all-new mission. Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron, only on the PSP system. For the first time ever in Star Wars Battlefront, customize your character, your weapons, and your abilities. Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron, this fall, only on the PSP system.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Chewbacca. Nice of you to stop by, Chewie. I've had a lot of incredible experiences in this industry, and now I can add being hugged by a Wookiee. So that's what's new with PSP. We have a lower price point of $169 on the original core model on sale right now. We have a new enhanced model coming out in September, supported by more than 140 games in the US, and we have new colors in the new Entertainment Pack and Star Wars Pack. Truly a great deal to be excited about with PSP. Now let me give you an update with where we are on the PlayStation Network. The PlayStation Network invites our users to discover innovative gaming and entertainment content that has been selected and created specifically for them. The PlayStation Network consists of several different yet connected services, including the PlayStation Store and PlayStation Home. It also supports free online gameplay, communications tools, web browsing, and PSP to PS3 connectivity. Since we launched PlayStation Network in November of last year, it has continued to evolve and grow. In fact, just after 7 months, we've registered over 2 million users to the PlayStation Network worldwide. 950,000 of those right here in North America. And those users are hungry for content, as evidenced by more than 20 million downloads on the service since we launched it globally. Naturally, the key to success of the PlayStation Network is that content. And this is where I think we genuinely differentiate ourselves. Our own worldwide studios have already introduced a number of standout titles like Super Stardust HD and Calling All Cars, as well as Flow. And to help me show the other games we have coming to the PlayStation Network, please welcome the president of our worldwide studios, Mr. Phil Harrison.
Thanks very much, Jack. I think you got a little bit of Wookiee hair just left there, so...
Actually, I think that's mine. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. As Jack was pointing out, one of the key differentiators of the PlayStation Network is the ability we have to develop downloadable games that push the limit of what a system can really do. This is due largely because of the technology we are downloading those games onto. For example, every PlayStation 3 has a huge hard drive, so we can utilize that fully when developing a downloadable game, not forcing our teams to constrict their visions because of a predetermined file size. This allows us to create the highest quality game experiences, just like you would expect to find on a disc-based retail product. In fact, 2 of the games I'm about to show you will indeed be available on both Blu-ray and as a download directly from the PlayStation Store. But our internal game developers don't always have to think big. They can think creatively and in many cases bizarrely as well. We have more than 80 games and game packs in development around the world for download for the PlayStation Network through the end of March next year. Today, I would like to show you just 5 of them that best demonstrate our strategy. First up is a brand new title from our Japan studio for both PlayStation 3 via the PlayStation Network and PlayStation Portable on UMD. Now, every generation has a defining puzzle game experience that entertains and baffles in equal measures. Inspired by classic puzzles like the Rubik's Cube and wooden logic puzzles, we've designed a game that has possibly the least graphics and most gameplay of any title you are going to see this week. It's my pleasure to introduce to you, for the first time anywhere in the world, Echo Chrome. How cool is that? And that's the easy level. I have 4 more games that I would like to share with you for PlayStation Network. The first is a top-selling franchise that goes right back to the beginning of PlayStation 1, but now blazing its way onto PlayStation 3 in eye-blistering 1080p 60 frames per second visual clarity with full online multiplayer functionality. The game is Wipeout HD. The second is called Pain, a truly unique experience proving that sometimes people's own misfortunes can be the source of great amusement for us, the player. And finally, the last 2 games are massive game experiences, world-famous franchises you will find for both the PlayStation Network and Blu-ray disc on retail store shelves. I am, of course, talking about the online combat games par excellence, Warhawk and SOCOM US Navy SEALs Confrontation. Let's take a look.
Wipeout HD. Stone Job.
Warhawk is an incredibly fast-paced multiplayer game. You can play online, you can play 4-way split screen just with your buddies on the couch. We wanted the game to be visually as spectacular on the ground when you're running around through the little alleyways, just as much as it was when you're flying around through the sky. It's incredibly immersive, and yet at the same time, not only is it immersive right around you, this huge war occurring all over the place, all around you.
Warhawk. David Seymour.
SOCOM Confrontation is SOCOM's first appearance on Next Generation. So this is SOCOM jumping onto the PS3 for the first time. SOCOM Confrontation is purchased directly from the PlayStation Store and downloaded to your PS3. And as such, the game runs completely off your PlayStation 3's hard drive. When Confrontation was first unveiled, keen-eyed fans spotted that the first map we showed little bits of is actually Crossroads. Probably the most striking contrast for us in building Confrontation for the PlayStation 3 was to see the comparison between Crossroads on the PlayStation 2 and then what is possible on the PlayStation 3. SOCOM Confrontation will be on the PlayStation Store and on Blu-ray this holiday season.
SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs Confrontation.
Yeah, give it up. I think just those 5 games alone demonstrate the power and potential of the PlayStation Network to entertain and engage users with the absolute best gameplay possible. And of course, there are plenty more amazing games and services to come. Now, I would like to turn my attention back to the service that kicked off the entire presentation today, and that is PlayStation Home. The beta rollout started in April, as promised, and is progressing exactly as planned for our fall rollout. Our dedicated global PlayStation Home platform group is learning a great deal in this, our first ever global beta, and we really appreciate everyone's feedback and also your encouragement. We've also made some important new additions to the service, and I'd like to share some of those with you here today for the first time. The first one is that we now have the home client running on a mobile phone. I hope you can see this, that on my Sony Ericsson mobile phone, I now have some of the touch points of the service running here live. Now, the ultimate 3D experience is only on PlayStation 3. But the presence, the touch points, the community features of Home are extending sideways to new mobile and web channels for those rare moments when you might be away from your PlayStation 3. Now, I wanted to quickly get a group photograph of everyone here today. So if you wouldn't mind just, like you guys, if you could just like move in a little bit, that would be great. And let me just get this taken. Smile. That's great. Do that one more time. There we go. Excellent. Nice picture. So, let's put this Sony Ericsson phone back in my pocket and take a look around the new home square that will launch when the service opens to the public this fall. This will be replacing the current lounge lobby many of you are already used to, and this new open-air field gives us more space to build upon the experience and extend it easily over time. As you are aware, everyone who enters PlayStation Home gets their own free personal space, like Jack showed a minute ago when he ran into cars. We'll be launching new spaces all the time for you to buy and to customize and extend your home experience even further. And you can see in the home space for the home square, we've embedded a lot of the social game elements, casual game elements, right into the geometry of the environment. So let's take a look at some of the new spaces under construction as we speak. So here I am back in my new private space, a ski lodge in the Norwegian countryside, and a new costume for my avatar. As we walk around, you can see the scope of these spaces is increasing both in size and sophistication, all designed to allow more community and more social entertainment features. Now, talking of social entertainment, you can see that we've got a SingStar set up here right in my home space. Now, SingStar is a $200 million franchise for us globally, with over 10 million units shipped on PlayStation 2 and over 300 million songs delivered worldwide, making it the leading music game on the planet. SingStar on PlayStation 3 is a title that pushes the social, community, and commerce aspects of the PlayStation Network to new heights in a brilliantly integrated product, one that ships on Blu-ray, but is extended through the PlayStation Network, the SingStore, and My SingStar Online. Let's take a look.
Paulina Bozak. SingStar.
So let's get back to home, and as you can see, these fully functioning spaces are really becoming very rich entertainment spaces. And wait a second, that photo I just took on my phone is now directly on the wall inside my private apartment. You now have the ability to send images directly from your phone and have them appear automatically in your personal space. This live media blogging from the real world into the virtual world of home is a key feature of the social networking functions of the service. Another dynamic feature is the ability to take some of the engaging community and social elements out of the home experience sideways to the web. Here you can see us taking a digital photograph inside home using the photo mode, and I'm going to push this automatically out to a PC website running on a web browser, regular vanilla web browser here, and this is our social networking site for home, shown for the very first time. And here's that photo that I just took, output to our social networking site, which will have news and live automatic blogging of your experience inside home being pushed out to the social networking site, allowing you to meet with friends, engage with communities, and all of the features that you would expect, fully integrated across the PlayStation Network experience. One of our key goals with PlayStation Home is to provide an integrated and cohesive space for gamers to meet, to socialize, to talk about games, but most importantly, to be able to play them. So the final thing I want to show you in PlayStation Home today is a function that you have all been asking for, and one that will be available when we launch this fall. And that is the ability to launch any game from your PlayStation 3 directly within home. Whether it's on your hard disk drive or on disk, whether it's a single player or multiplayer game, you can launch it from inside the service. So since I'm appropriately attired for a game of MotorStorm, let's meet up with my friends and go for some brutal off-road racing. Now, I'm hoping that somebody's going to hand me a controller and I can help join in the fun. So what we've done here is we have networked to 11 people around the world. One of them, who is rubbish at the game, is going to have a go at seeing if we can play. Now, this is just loaded up automatically. It's taken us straight into the multiplayer lobby of MotorStorm, and all of the players are joining us from San Diego and from around the world. And it's a brand new track, Eagle's Nest, which is available for download from the PlayStation Network for MotorStorm, coming just next month. So I'm going to have to turn this way, and hopefully, when this has loaded us in, you will see my driving prowess. No, that's not good. That's really not good. I think that's probably enough MotorStorm for one day. So anyway, full MotorStorm online coming to a PlayStation 3 near you very shortly, directly from home. So as I said, it's not just the multiplayer games that can be launched directly from home, but any game that you have on disk or indeed on your hard drive allows you to go straight into it. And when you have finished your game, you simply quit from the game and it will take you straight back into home where you left off, delivering on our promise of a fully integrated service. With the open platform that is PlayStation Home and the PlayStation Network, you can imagine the creative possibilities of this feature, with publishers creating their own unique lounges to their games so people who are fans of a specific title can meet, talk, and jump right into the action wherever they are within the home service. It's not just limited to your personal apartment. So there you have it, a quick update on PlayStation Home that demonstrates the direction we're heading as we continually evolve this service for an open beta for consumers coming this fall. And I'll toss things back to Jack to take us on into PlayStation 3.
Thanks, Phil. So let me give you an update on PS3. We have two basic goals for PlayStation 3 here this year in North America. The first is to broaden the install base. And the second is to deliver a very wide selection of game services to consumers that offers something for everyone, and to make sure that content takes full advantage of the advanced features found in the box, such as cell, Blu-ray disc, the internal hard drive, online capabilities, and the 6-axis. We took a big step towards meeting that first goal on Monday when we unveiled some new hardware news. We announced we'll be launching the new PS3 model this August, designed specifically for the online gaming and entertainment enthusiasts, and it will feature an 80-gigabyte hard drive for storing a ton of downloadable content, and it also comes packed in with that great online-enabled game you just saw Phil playing, MotorStorm. The new 80-gigabyte model will be priced at $599, available here in North America in August. With this news, we also announced on Monday that the current PS3, the 60-gigabyte, is now priced at $499. And we're very pleased to offer this fully functioning PS3 for $100 below the original launch price. This new price went into effect on Monday, and since then, sales of the 60-gigabyte PS3 have doubled at our top 5 retailers. In fact, as you know, one retailer was so excited they might have slipped their ad a little bit before our announcement. We feel strongly that the new 80-gigabyte model and the new price on the 60-gigabyte model will draw new consumers to PlayStation and will help migrate those millions of PS2 users into the next generation of gaming. And this is the kind of momentum that will lead us up to shipments of 11 million units on the PS3 this year worldwide. These new PS3 owners will be experiencing the very best in high-definition next-generation gaming technologies, including Blu-ray disc. You know, there was a lot of speculation on our decision to include Blu-ray in the PS3, and we never wavered in our belief that Blu-ray was absolutely the way to go when we were talking about the benefits of Blu-ray for some time now, including the massive capability or capacity that allows games like Lair to come in at 25 gigs of data, dwarfing the standard 9 gigs found on DVD. And today, the message is more than getting through to consumers. PlayStation 3's success has contributed greatly to Blu-ray success, to the tune of 2-to-1 sales margin over HD DVD. Recent announcements from major retailers like Blockbuster, who announced that they were dropping the HD DVD format in favor of Blu-ray in the great majority of their stores, reaffirms what we already knew, that Blu-ray was the gaming storage vehicle of the future, and including it in the PlayStation 3 will help make this system future-proof. So I've demonstrated a few ways we're tackling our first goal of growing the install base. Our second goal is to provide those new machines with some exceptional games. You've probably already heard Kaz quoted as saying that you can expect over 200 Blu-ray disc-based games this year worldwide for PlayStation 3, coupled with over 180 games for the PlayStation Network. And of those, for North America, we're looking at more than 120 Blu-ray disc games, 15 of those being exclusives coming from our own worldwide studios alone. That's an amazing number for a first-party studio and clearly defines our role in providing unique gaming experiences which showcase the power of the PlayStation 3 and are only available on our platform. But let's start with our partners' games first. Support from game publishers is nothing short of outstanding. We're working very hard to provide developers with the tools they need to really take advantage of the technology found in PS3, and we're offering one-on-one attention to those publishers to make sure they're getting the most out of their game development. Today, we want to demonstrate the fruits of our labor. We'll also discuss how we're growing our publisher family, which takes me into a very exciting announcement. We're very pleased to announce that pioneering online game developer NCSoft will be joining the PlayStation camp. You probably know NCSoft best for their work on the hugely successful Lineage, City of Heroes, and Guild Wars, all massively multiplayer online games with broad consumer appeal. Very soon, they'll be bringing that expertise to the PlayStation brand exclusively. Under the agreement, NCSoft's talented developers will be creating online games for our platforms accessible through the PlayStation Network that will be found nowhere else. Only the PlayStation Network can support the type of gameplay NCSoft has become famous for, and we look forward to seeing what kind of exclusive content based on current intellectual properties and new IPs they can come up with. I think this is great news for PlayStation fans, and it really demonstrates the kind of very high-level support we're seeing from our platforms, From a new addition to the family to a lifelong member, I'd like to now discuss Ubisoft, a very early supporter of the PS3 with its Tom Clancy series. This fall, they'll be bringing a new game franchise to the system, which is already receiving an incredible amount of buzz in the industry. The game is called Haze. And if you want to play it this holiday, you'll only be able to do that exclusively on PlayStation 3. We're very pleased to give our valued consumers the chance to experience it first in all its high-definition glory. Let's take a look.
The name is Shane Carpenter. As one of Mantle's most elite soldiers, I was trained to handle anything, built to fight the good fight.
Administering.
Fight. Yeah, that's what I thought until the day I broke away from Mantle. Their lies, their nectar. That day, I changed sides. Today I am reborn. Now it's time to set things right.
That looks great, and it's very exciting to have Haze as a PS3 exclusive. Thank you, Ubisoft. Next up is something for real veterans of the gaming industry. When they first launched this franchise several years ago, it took the industry by storm. So much so that the engine for this game became the de facto standard in delivering rich 3D gameplay at lightning speeds. The company we're talking about is Epic, and the game is Unreal. in every sense of the word. We're excited to announce today that Sony Computer Entertainment has signed a multi-stage deal with Midway and Epic. The first part of this agreement is already underway and involves the full optimization of the Unreal Engine for PS3 development. We're working very closely with Epic to optimize the Unreal Engine to take full advantage of the PS3 technology to assist developers in using this engine to speed game creation and maximize performance. This immediately affects scores of developers using the Unreal Engine to create nearly 100 games currently in the works, with many more to come. Naturally, Epic is one of those developers, and we're very pleased to announce Epic's Unreal Tournament 3 is confirmed as a PlayStation 3 exclusive this year. Along with the fast-paced action, this game introduces an industry first, the ability for gamers to bring user-created content or mods from the PC version to the PS3 thanks to the PlayStation Network. This expands the experience for consumers by allowing them to truly become part of the game, thus delivering the gameplay and community aspects that are the hallmark of the Unreal Tournament franchise. Let's take a look. So those are just 3 companies making news and really pushing the boundaries of game creation, but there are certainly more. Take a look at these other exclusive hardware-driving games coming soon for third parties to PS3.
Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare.
Company's taking stuck half a click north of here. We got a hustle, let's go!
Taking heavy fire on our position north of the overpass! Where the hell are you?
Assassin's Creed.
God knows you lonely souls.
Kane and Lynch, Dead Men.
Just keep it cool.
Okay, listen. I rappel down first. Plant the bomb on the window. When it blows, you hit that room with everything you got.
See us before he's dead.
Resident Evil 5. Burnout, Paradise. Madden NFL 08. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The Simpsons Game. Guitar Hero 3. Legends of Rock. Medal of Honor, Airborne. Rock Band.
So those are some great platform drivers to complement the list of exclusives that I mentioned to you earlier. But there is one last third-party exclusive I wanted to share with you before turning things back over to Phil to take a look at our first-party games for PlayStation 3. And this franchise has been a fixture on our platform since the beginning. It's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year and exemplifies brilliant creativity, storytelling, and immersive gameplay. And we couldn't be more excited that it's only on PlayStation 3. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present Metal Gear Solid 4 from Konami Digital Entertainment, please join me in welcoming legendary game creator Hideo Kojima. Thank you very much for joining us here today, Kojima-san. We're extremely excited to have you show our guests the latest chapter of the hugely successful Metal Gear Solid franchise.
皆さん、こんにちは。
Hello, everyone.
この E3 に今年も無事に、来ることができて非常に嬉しく思います。
I safely made it again to this E3.
ステルスゲームで知られてますメタルギアというのがですね、実は最初のメタルギアが出たのは1987年で、今年の7月で20周年を迎えます。
Well, the game Metal Gear, known as a stealth game, is celebrating its 20th anniversary coming July.
20年の間いろんな時代でいろんなメタルギアを作ってきましたが、このメタルギアソリッド4で、が最新のそして最後の、最終の作品となります。
Well, I've been creating this Metal Gear franchise for 20 years with over the many platforms and eras. But this Metal Gear Solid 4 will be the grand finale and the final to the series.
そしてスネークの物語も最後ですし、小島秀夫がゲームデザインをするメタルギアも最後の作品となります。
The story about Snake will end in this one, and also for me, as a game creator, this will be my last to participate in this series.
そういうわけで、メタルギアサーガのですね、これまでのすべての謎、すべての伏線、すべての物語、キャラクターがここで結実するということになります。
So all the story plot, the lines, the characters, all the mysteries of the Metal Gear Saga will be revealed.
でゲームの方もステルスアクションを踏襲しつつですね、戦場に潜入するという全く新しい先入観を実現しております。
And the game itself will be a stealth game, however, new elements of being in the battlefield, so the stealth in the battlefield.
これまでの20年のですね、持ち得るスキル、センス、経験をすべてこの MGS4 につぎ込んで今鋭意開発をしているところです。
I promise you, I'm putting all my effort, all my skills, all my experience from the past 20 years to put into this MGS4.
今日はですね、最新のトレーラーを持ってきました。
Today, I brought with me the newest trailer.
ムービーではなくて、プレイステーション3のですね、リアルタイムの映像になります。
It's not a movie, it's the real-time footage from the PlayStation 3.
それで世界初の公開になります。どうぞ、トレーラーを楽しんでください。
So it'll be the first to show, the premiere to show this new trailer. Hope you enjoy it.
This mission isn't an order from Washington, not like the old days. And it's not something the UN can officially sanction either.
Why me?
Because of the military might of the PMCs and the effect they have on the economy. War is to the 21st century what oil was to the 20th, the pillar that supports the global economy. The global community is concerned, but they're all too afraid of the war economy collapsing to do anything about it.
Sounds pretty self-serving to me.
But I, for one, don't intend to simply stand by and watch it happen. This isn't justice. It's a covert assignment. A hired hit. Will you do this for me? Will you terminate Liquid? Activate it.
Liquid's goal is to seize control of SOP. To do that, he needs to analyze the nanomachine structure and find out how they communicate with one another. The nanomachines currently in use by militaries and PMCs are third generation. But their design is derived from that of the first generation.
First generation?
A nanomachine colony, part of which was Foxdie. 9 years ago, at Shadow Moses, I injected it into your body, Snake.
The system makes it possible to integrate not only micro-level information on individual soldiers and units, but also macro-level information about field conditions and order of battle.
So they finally achieved total real-time battlefield control.
He's taken command of this immense army and is now preparing to unleash an insurrection.
You want Liquid dead?
He must be stopped before it's too late.
Listen to me, Snake. We're ready to strike Liquid at any time.
You're planning to take him by force. It's crazy. Look, things aren't that simple.
Your cause is our cause now. You don't have to do this.
I'm no hero. Never was. I'm just an old killer, hired to do some wet work.
Snake, if you won't be a prisoner to fate, then go. Fulfill your destiny.
You too, immortal.
No, I just don't fear death.
Could you be the one to finally finish me?
Simply amazing. We look forward to seeing Metal Gear Solid 4 exclusively on PlayStation 3 very soon. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Kojima-san.
いかがでしたでしょうか。
How was it?
この映像はですね、リアルタイムです。で、ゲームもこのクオリティで、遊べます。
This, again, is real-time footage, and you'll be able to play in this quality.
で残念ながら今日は時間がなかったのでトレーラーですけども、来週東京で行われます、7月17日の、プレイステーションプレミアではゲームの実機プレゼンをします。
Sorry, this time, because of time, we only have the trailer. But next week, on the 17th in Tokyo, in the PlayStation premiere, we'll have a demo. I will play a demo to demonstrate.
戦場に潜入するとどうなるのかとか、戦場で潜入感というのはどういうことかっていうのを、実機のゲームプレイをしながら皆さんに、お伝えしたいと思います。
There, I could probably teach you a little bit more on the details of how is it like to have a stealth game on the battlefield, to participate in the battlefield as well.
とんでもないことになってますので、ぜひ、皆さんご期待していただきたいと思います。お待ちしております。
It will look a little crazy, and I think you'll like it, and I hope that everyone could come to Tokyo next week.
See you in Tokyo. Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's time to move on to the games from our own worldwide studios. So to take you through those, let's pass things back to Phil Harrison. Phil?
So, how on earth do you follow the genius of Kojima-san and Metal Gear Solid? So I thought I'd dress in a rubber Ratchet and Clank suit and do a flamenco dance for you. But we're here in the home theater to show you a great way of showing off some of our key exclusive games coming this financial year for PlayStation 3. So let's jump right into it with a franchise that has sold 13 million copies on PlayStation platforms. The latest edition is Ratchet and Clank Future, Tools of Destruction from Insomniac Games. So let's see what we've got for this very cool game that features not only addictive action gameplay, but some of the most vibrant imagery I have ever seen in a video game. Let's take a look.
Brian Algier.
Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction is the beginning of a new saga. What happens is at the very start of the game, Ratchet witnesses the destruction of Metropolis, one of the signature cities of the series. There he will encounter a villain named Emperor Tachyon, who is bent on destroying Ratchet and his entire race. And this is where some questions about Ratchet's history begins to come up, something we've never explored in the Ratchet & Clank series. Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction is only possible on PlayStation 3. The level of sophistication, the vivid details, can only be done on that system.
Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction.
Very nicely done, and also nice to be out of that rubber Ratchet suit. So now let's take a sneak peek at a new game from Japan Studios in Game Republic. This game, Folklore, combines role-playing game and action-adventure elements with a very innovative battle style to create a stunning work of art. Let's take a look at Folklore.
Eric Fong.
Folklore is sort of this dark fairy tale. There's a lot of mystery involved, a lot of travel throughout the netherworld. I've never been on a project that received so much praise. It's got a good mix of a lot of different genres, whether it's action, fantasy, RPG. It's really kind of this very unique experience. Users aren't just pushing buttons to capture a creature in Folklore. They are wrestling them to the ground, they're yanking their souls out. It really changes up the gameplay, it involves the user. Folklore really is the game for anybody. It's got great story, great character, beautiful art, fantastic gameplay. I can't say enough good things about it.
Folklore.
So looking at the special theatre that we've built for our next game, Heavenly Sword, from developer Ninja Theory. This is a beautifully rendered action-adventure title that takes full advantage of the cell processor and Blu-ray disc capacity, allowing for hundreds of enemies on screen, each with their own individual AI routines. Everyone, this is Heavenly Sword.
Tamim Antonyades.
Heavenly Sword is an action-adventure game, and it aims to emulate the experience and the bombastic nature of the big summer blockbuster. You play as Nariko, a fiery redhead, and she's in possession of this sword that was meant for a god on this brutal mission of revenge. However, as the sword was not meant for mortals, it slowly drains her life and will ultimately kill any mortal who wields it. It's an extremely story-driven game, one that really tries to raise the bar in terms of dramatic performance in a video game. Something with a lot of stylistic beauty, something with poetic grace that focuses on animation, that creates a world where everything seems alive, as well as having amazing kick-ass action. You have an immense range of combat moves, beautiful animations. We go from really tough one-on-one fights up to group fights that are tightly choreographed, just like they do in the movies, right up to settings where you're fighting amongst thousands of enemies at a time. The art is generated in such high resolution. Really, without Blu-ray, we wouldn't have been able to create Heavenly Sword.
Heavenly Sword.
Our next game was a standout at the launch of PlayStation 3, being the first sports game ever to achieve full HD with 1080p visuals and a frame rate of 60 frames per second, producing some incredible gameplay and imagery. The franchise is back and updated for a new season. Let's take a look at NBA 08 from our San Diego studios.
Eric Loss.
You definitely want NBA 08 on the PlayStation 3 this holiday season. Where else are you going to get 1080p and 60 frames a second? Where else are you going to get weekly content of relevance that just took place in the NBA? Where else are you going to be able to get a level of depth where everything you do applies towards uber meta goals, so everything is meaningful and relevant? Where else are you going to get to go online and challenge people and track how that works? Not just in a 5-on-5 game, but through a progression mode, take your improved character on a one-on-one match, so it's mano a mano. You're only going to be able to do that on a PlayStation 3, and you're only going to be able to do it playing NBA 08.
NBA 08.
It was a great honor to debut this next game to many of you at GDC earlier this year, and based on the buzz, I think you liked what you saw. Media Molecule is bringing a truly unique vision to PlayStation 3 that transcends genres and gamer demographics. The essence of Little Big Planet is best summed up in 3 words: play, create, share. At GDC, we showed the play aspect, but the following focuses on the create, empowering gamers to create their own gameplay experiences with incredibly powerful tools embedded right into the game. Let's visit the amazing world that is Little Big Planet.
Alex Evans.
Little Big Planet is something that makes most people who pick it up laugh the first time they play it. Little characters which you can customize and which you can act with, and you run through this world that's like a miniature filmed world. The experience of Little Big Planet is not just about playing it, it's also about creating. What we want to do is, the first releases that we put out, we're going to really make use of PlayStation Network to allow the game to evolve with the community. So we don't really think of Little Big Planet as being out when you first get it in your hands. Little Big Planet is going to evolve over time. And so the 3 things that we call it: play, create, and share. And so playing is one thing, creating is another, and then sharing is showing off to your friends online using the PlayStation Network.
Little Big Planet.
Our final game I would like to show you is a title from a studio that has always strived to push the PlayStation game systems to the utmost, garnering amazing results. The studio is, of course, Naughty Dog, the brilliant minds behind Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot. And this game is Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. Let's take a look.
Evan Wells.
Uncharted: Drake's Fortune is Naughty Dog's brand new PlayStation 3 franchise. The cell processor is allowing us to do things with animation that we were never able to do before on the PS2. Our characters are much more detailed. You can see the emotion in their face. In our past games, our main hero had about 300 frames of animation. Everybody was very excited about the fluidity of his movement. Well, in Uncharted, our hero Nathan Drake has over 3,000 animations, and they're constantly being blended together to create almost an infinite variety. Right now, we've got the most talented group of developers we've ever assembled here at Naughty Dog, working on the most powerful hardware out there. Uncharted is going to be the best game Naughty Dog's ever made.
Uncharted: Drake's Fortune.
So there you have it, just 6 of the 15 exclusive games that Sony Computer Entertainment alone is bringing to PlayStation 3 this financial year, all of which will be playable in the arcade area immediately after this presentation. But there are more. I'm pleased to announce here today, for the very first time, a game from Sucker Punch, the team that brought you the hit Sly Cooper franchise. With this game, we make our debut in the emergent gameplay sandbox genre. Players will discover and grow extraordinary powers, fighting villains in an organic and open city as they choose a path between superhero and anti-hero. Are you ready to become infamous?
Some would call him an anomaly. The tragedy he unleashed created powers within him. Torn between the ruins he created and everything he has become. Only one decision remains. Save what is left. Or destroy it all.
It certainly wouldn't be a PlayStation platform without including the best-selling racing game series of all time. Some of you, in fact all of you, well know that Gran Turismo from Polyphony Digital is a billion-dollar franchise for us, and we're about to open up an exciting new chapter in this successful series on PlayStation 3. Over the holidays, we made Gran Turismo HD available as a download from the PlayStation Store, and that was a hit to the tune of over 1 million downloads. Soon, we will be upping the ante, bringing Gran Turismo 5 Prologue to the market as a precursor to the upcoming GT5. Featuring full online functionality, let's take a look at Gran Turismo 5 Prologue for PlayStation 3. Truly a beautiful game. Thank you very much to Polyphony for sharing that with us today. Well, that's everything from me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here to experience everything we have to offer on our PlayStation platforms. And I'll now turn things back to Jack to wrap it up. Thank you very much for your time.
I've got to go back on in a couple of minutes. Oops, Phil, didn't you forget one thing?
Oh, yeah. I think I might have just forgotten one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, everything you are about to see is real time.
other guys.
Okay, stand by. Eyes open. Targets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthias de Jong, the game director for Killzone 2. Please give him a round of applause. Fantastic. Again, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity today to show you what our internal game studios are truly capable of. I think we've demonstrated our commitment to all of our PlayStation platforms and to you, the gamer. And now I will truly hand it back to Jack to wrap up. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Phil. It's really amazing how far this industry has come in such a short period of time. Its origins go back just over 30 years. and the PlayStation history has gone by in the blink of an eye in just under 13 years. We've ushered in more than our share of innovation, enjoyed our fair share of success, but we know that all of our accomplishments bring no guarantees for the future. We want to continue to earn each and every consumer's business, and we're dedicated to bringing them the very best entertainment experience possible. I hope you've seen that commitment today. We discussed new versions of the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Portable, along with a new price for the current PlayStation 3. We showed you games. Over the next few months, North American gamers will get their hands on nearly 500 games and services for PS2, PSP, PS3, and the PlayStation Network. We hope you like what you've seen and heard today, and we encourage you to spend time in our exciting products next door in our gaming arcade through the doors on the left. We know your time is limited. We sincerely appreciate you coming and joining us today. We want to remind you that the buses are outside to take you to the next event, but we appreciate all your kind attention and support, and we look forward to a bright future together. Thank you very much.